Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. So let's take it again. Believe in yourself and know that what you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. So this is how I would like to welcome you all to the program today's paper. And today happens to be the 9th of October 2024. My name is Mafida Kamara. And today is Wednesday. Definitely it's Lily's night. So welcome. And welcome to the program today's paper. Today's paper is a 30-minute radio program designed to inform listeners about the top story making headlines in the newspaper, along with insightful editorial commentary. So like I said, we are here this morning to give you all of the latest happenings in our local dailies this morning. So let's take the sound down. Welcome again to the program today's paper. Like I said, this program comes away every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. And for today's edition of the program, we have that's 3 local dailies. We have the Daily Observer newspaper, we have the Women Versus newspaper, and that of the Front Page Africa newspaper this morning. And for our cash giveaway, just *799 *90#, and you are playing with 200 LT or $1.50 USD, and still a chance to win 10,000 or 50,000 Liberian dollars. So that's a huge one here for you this morning. Play it using your mobile money wallet and still a chance of winning 10,000 Liberian dollars or 50,000 Liberian dollars this morning. So like I said, my name is Mafida Kamara, and we are also live via our online radio at www.forceofliberiaradio.com. So this is it this morning. You are in tune to Force of Liberia 104.1. We are located on the Capital Bypass in Monrovia. My name is Mafida Kamara. Let's take a very short break to be back with the details of the papers we have for you this morning. So stay tuned. Okay, so we are back. Welcome to the program, to this paper. Like I said, this paper program is a 30-minute radio program designed to inform listeners about the top stories making headlines in the newspaper. And for today's edition of the program, we've had with us 3 local dailies. We have the Front Page Africa newspaper, we have the Women Versus newspaper, and that of the Daily Observer newspaper this morning. So our first stop is the Daily Observer newspaper, and this is volume 24, number 169. And like I said, this is the Wednesday edition of the Daily Observer newspaper. And for more of the Daily Observer news story this morning, you can log on to their website at www.liberianobserver.com. And this paper is sold for $40 Liberian this morning. So let's take a look at the stories making headlines at the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper this morning. Liberia's experiences can't enrich Security Council discussions. Retired U.S. Armed Force Commander Opadi says in support of country's bid for non-permanent seat on UN Security Council. Liberia's new SIM card rules register with national ID card or lose access by 2025. LTA and NIR signed groundbreaking agreement to overhaul Liberia's SIM card registration. And at the home front of the Daily Observer newspaper, we have Andrew Peters, he's the Executive Director General of the NIR, and we also have the Patriot of the LTA acting chairman, Atula L. Kamara yet at the front page of the Daily Observer this morning. Let's take a look at this other headline. Transco CLSG scraps to increase Liberia's power supply, says new power flow from Ghana set to mitigate dry season supply gaps. And we have the CLSG's General Manager, Muhammad M. Sherry, chairs the meeting. Audit reveals financial irregularities at NTMA, and we have Representative Clarence Gard of the Legislative Public Account Committee photograph here at the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper this morning. And let's take a look at the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Like I said, this paper is sold for $40 Liberian. So let's take a look at this story here this morning. Suspended LTEA boss testifies in US 3,000, that's 31,000 drug case, says I never arrested drug trafficker for US 2K unpaid theft. And that is it this morning for you at the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper. For you, for those of you that are watching us this morning via our Facebook page, this is the front page of the Daily Observer, and these are all of the stories making headlines here at the front page of the Daily Observer for you this morning. And this is the back page. So like I said, this paper is sold for $40 Liberian. You can get yourself this paper and read the details of the stories making headlines at the home front of this paper this morning. So that is it. We don't have any editorial for the Daily Observer newspaper. And later on in our broadcast, we'll actually open up the telephone line for you to give us your thoughts about our point of discussion this morning. So stay tuned. You are listening to Voice of Liberia 104.1. So let's take our next paper for you this morning, and that is the front page Africa. And this is volume 17, number 194. And this is the Wednesday edition of this paper. And this paper is sold for $40 Liberian. And let's look at the stories making headlines here at the front page of the front page African newspaper for you this morning. Boosting power supply, Deputy Mines and Energy Minister reaffirms government's commitment to expanding electricity during Buchanan substation visit. And let's take a look at this other headline. I don't own him. Suspended LDA Director Abraham Kurman testifies in George Obi, that's Chapin drug trafficking case that denies owning him. And let's take a look at this other headline this morning. One-stop shop for our intensive training. APM Terminals Liberia Commissioner state-of-the-art continued handling equipment stimulator. And that is it this morning. Like I said, this paper is sold for $40 Liberian, or better still, you can log on to their website at www.frontpageafricaonline.com this morning. GAC audit uncovers multiple financial anomalies at National Disaster Management Agency. Operations merged at irregularities. So let's just read a chase of this story. The GAC audit report revealed several issues with the National Disaster Management Agency during the period under review, including the absence of cooperative financial information, misstated opening and closing balances, undisclosed bank accounts, irregularities in bank accounts reconciliation, unreconciled salary expenditures, transactions recorded in bank statements but missing for financial reports, undisclosed donor assets, non-remittance of goods and services tax, procurement irregularities in transactions, lacking adequate documentation. And that's a great one here this morning. This story is actually interesting. I can tell you. This story is actually interesting. So that's the GAC audit findings from the National Disaster Management Agency. So you can grab yourself this paper to read the details of the GAC audit findings. It will actually help you in your intellectual discourse and in disseminating information to your friends. It could be your friends, it could be your family members, and what have you. President Parker also embarked on another foreign trip and made concerns over excessive spending on large. That's it this morning. Interact. The traveling president, and that's the headline for you this morning. The traveling president, and you have the photograph of His Excellency President Jose Parker yet at the front page of the front page African newspaper for you. And let's just read a gist of this story because it's actually interesting. Shots of administering the country from the outer space. Bwaka has made international travel a pet project. In the first 9 months of his administration, he was also the country for a combined 54 days. On these trips, documents in FBA's possession show the president has spent hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' money on his large entourage. So that is it this morning. And at the back page of the front page African newspaper, we have a business that is being published here and that has not been paid for yet at Force of Liberia. We are so sorry that we cannot read it out for you, but that is it. You can get yourself the front page African newspaper, and this paper is sold for $40 and for today publications of the front page African newspaper, we don't have any editorial, but instead we have a letter here that was written by Jonathan Pelede, and it is open letter and dedicated to the President of the Republic of Liberia, and it says open letter to President Jose Parker. And it was actually written by Jonathan Pelele. So you can grab yourself this paper and read the details of this letter, the inches of it, what this letter is saying that the president should do, what the president shouldn't do, and that's just it. So you can grab yourself this paper. It is just sold for $40, or you can log on to their website at www.frontpageafricaonline.com. So let's just read a gist of this story here about the GAC audit about the National Disaster Management, because it's actually alarming to see the GAC audits uncovering a lot of discrepancies from that particular government entity. So I would like to read just of this story, just the first paragraph of the story here, just to inform you, the listening audience, and then you grab yourself this paper to read the full findings of the GAC audit report. The Legislative Public Accounts Committee has conducted a public hearing into the findings of the General Auditing Commission audit of the National Disaster Management Agency for the fiscal period from June 30, 2020 to July 30, 2021. The audit report accuses the agency of several financial irregularities. The GAC audit reveals numerous issues, including the lack of comparative financial information, misstated opening and closing balances, undisclosed bank accounts, irregularities in bank balance reconciliation, unreconciled salary expenditures, transactions recorded, bank statement but missing from the financial records, undisclosed donor assets, non-remittance of goods and services. So that is it. I don't want to read a full story for you this morning. It's actually interesting. this it is something that you should take a look at, like I said. So that is it this morning. This is for those of you watching us this morning. This is the front page Africa newspaper, and this is the front page of the front page African newspaper, and this is the back page that talks about business. They are actually promoting someone else's business here, and we are not being paid to do that. So that is it. You can grab yourself a copy of this paper. It just sold for $40 Liberian, or better so, you can log on to their website at www.frontpageafricaonline.com this morning. And so our next stop is the Women Forces newspaper. And this is volume 13, number 087. And this is the Wednesday edition of the Women Forces newspaper. And this paper is just sold for $40 and let's just read this quote here from the Women Versus newspaper. Women are no longer meant to sit and look petty. They are meant to lead empires. And of course, we are meant to lead empire and the world at large. So that is it this morning. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines at the home front of the Women Versus newspaper this morning. May he calm the storms. And that is a direct quotation here from the 4-month vice president Taylor, and she prays for peace and Liberia's evacuation for Lebanon and Israel as government announces evacuation planned. And you have the photograph here of the 4-month vice president of the Republic of Liberia in person of Madam Joao Taylor yet, and we also have the photograph here of His Excellency President Joseph Yimon Parker and that of the Foreign Affairs Minister, Madam Sarah Peso Yanti, here at the front page of the Women Versus newspaper this morning. You have Chief Justice sets the record straight, suspends magistrate following controversial arrest of a girl in her graduation count. And that will be our talking point for today, because it's actually alarming. When I first came across the video on Facebook, I was like, what is happening in Liberia? So we'll actually read the full details of this story, and then later on in our broadcast, like I said, we'll open up the telephone line to tell us your thoughts, or let us know about your thoughts about this particular story. So let's take a look at the back page of the Women Versus newspaper this morning. We have LMP arrest 5 suspected armed robbers in Concord Town. And guess what? We have female part of the 5 armed robbers. Access declaration wahala continues. Pressure group wants President Parker to suspend 959 violators. EPA flexes muscles, funds 3 companies, 55K for environmental violations. Heavy flooding leaves many homeless in River Says. And let's take a look at this particular headline here this morning at the back page of the Women Versus newspaper. President Parker declares today as World Post Day. So for the listening audience and the benefit of the listening audience, let's just read a gist of this particular story or development from the office of the president. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has proclaimed on behalf of the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yimon Parker Sr., declaring October 9th, 2024 as World Post Day. This is a day to be observed throughout the Republic as a working holiday. So that is it this morning. That's just a gist of today's holiday, and it's a working holiday. So you can grab yourself the Women Versus newspaper, and this is the front page of the Women Versus newspaper, and this is the back page of the Women Versus newspaper. So let's look at this story to read a gist of this story, and the rest of the story is on page 10. We tried our best to read this story because it will be the center of our discussion. We don't have all of the time, but let's read it quickly. Chief Justice Helen G. Yor of the Supreme Court has suspended a that's stipulary magistrate from the Brevet Magisterial Court for 3 months without pay after an investigation into the arrest of a female graduate during her commencement ceremony. The incident gained widespread attention when a video surfaced on social media showing the graduate dressed in her gown being handcuffed by a court sheriff. This footage sparked outrage among and residents who condemned the arrest as a blatant violation of the young woman's rights. Investigations revealed that Magistrate Ernest Bana allegedly instructed court officials, including the clerk and city solicitor, to issue the arrest warrant. In addition to his suspension, the Ministry of Justice has revoked the city's solicitor status as a petty solicitor due to his involvement in the incident. And like I said, the rest of the story is on page 10. We'll just read through it quickly, just to let you know what happened recently. Reports indicate that before the arrest, tensions escalated between the parents of the graduating student and the school principal over an outstanding balance of US $10 for the rental of the graduation gown. The situation reportedly deteriorated to the point where the family issued threats against school officials, prompting the principal to file a complaint with the Brevet Magisterial Court, citing fears of his safety. In response to the public outcry and inquiries from the Ministry of Education regarding the legality of the arrest, Chief Justice Senayo launched an investigation. During this process, Magistrate Bernard denied issuing the arrest warrant, attributing the incident to miscommunication. However, inconsistencies in his account prompted the Chief Justice to take disciplinary action. Okay. In addition to suspending Magistrate Bana, Chief Justice Yod has reassigned several court clerks and terminated the employment of one staff member involved in the case. Furthermore, she has ordered the removal of all public defense lawyers from Mosrado County's Magisterial Court. So that is it for you. We don't have all of the time to be here and discuss that particular story. We have that's 7 more minutes to call it a day on this program. And for those of you that are listening to us on this radio and following us via our Facebook page for our cash giveaway, just star 799 star 90 hash, again star 799 star 90 hash, and you are just playing with $200 and you stand a chance to win 10,000 or 50,000 Liberian dollars this morning. And for the USD, just play $1.50, stand a chance to win, the 10,000 equivalent in USD, or the 50,000 or is equivalent in the United States dollars. So that is it this morning. Let's activate our telephone line to call us. If we can just say one call and cut it out there, there's no problem. Call us on the number 0770907907, 0770907907. You heard what was just read in the newspaper about the Chief Justice of Liberia suspending the magistrate of the Mosrado Court for issuing a warrant, and a student being arrested while in her graduation gown and taken to the court, and the Chief Justice sees that as okay. Let's take this call this morning. Okay, we lost that caller. So that is the call us on the number 0770907907. So there's issue unfolded, I think, about a week ago when we came across this video. And this girl was actually in her graduation gown. And what we gathered was she paid her graduation fee that was over $100 and she needed this gown to graduate. And then I think her parents never had the money to pay the additional $10. So what we gathered, like I said, her parents went, took the gown and gave it to their child to be part of the graduation. Says they have already paid more than $100, and the Ministry of Education guidelines say that all public schools or private, whether public school or private school, they should pay $100, it shouldn't pass or exceed the given figure. For public school, they have that figures there that did not even reach the amount that we are discussing. But public school, they were asked, that's private school, they were asked to pay $100, and this girl parents pay above $100, but then they couldn't allow her child to graduate because she hasn't paid the $10 for the graduation count. So let's take this call quickly. Tell us an name and where you calling from.
Hello?
Yeah, please tell us an name and where you calling from.
Hello?
You are live. What is her name? Okay, so that is it. So her parents, according to the story, her parents paid above $100, but then they couldn't afford the $10 to pay. And this particular incident happened in Broadway. And then when they arrested the girl while in her graduation count, and was a gathered, I think her parents took the count forcibly, something like that. And then the president felt the principal felt intimidated by what happened and fear for his life. He went straight to the court and to file a writ of complaint, which of course he did. And the little girl was arrested. And the horrible part of it was she was arrested in her uniform, and the count just about to go and be part of her colleagues or her friends graduating that particular day, and they handcuff her. So what you make of that particular story? So that is it this morning. That is it. You can call us on the number 0770-907. We'll better discuss this event another time, because we feel that the move taken by the Chief Justice of Liberia was appropriate, and they should serve as a warning to other school principals that probably want to trend on the same path, that they shouldn't do it. I mean, you going as far as charging parents $150, $120, some of them even $175 and the parents will pay that money. Then they will pay additional money for counts just to ensure that children graduate from high school. What all of that exploitation for? So let's see what I can take this caller. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, tell us the name, where you calling from.
Yeah, my name is Jefferson, calling from Winston. Jefferson Jacob.
Okay, you have 30 seconds.
Yeah, I just want to know concerning about the girl that they arrested in her uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so why they couldn't allow the girl to graduate before they go through the case or to arrest her? Because she spent a long time going to school, and just for that one day so she can be happy, they put handcuff on her hand. I don't know what really happened.
Yeah, so that's a story that my brother, like I said, we'll find another time to discuss this particular story in details. But thank you for calling so much. Thank you. I say, and the principal had a lot of options available for you. Now you can even use it to get this child parent to pay you the $10. He's a principal of the school and having access to the girl documents, and she later on need that document to follow her education. And even going as far as charging $100, $150, $120, $175 is against the policy of the Ministry of Education. So let us say we don't have much time to be here this morning for our cash giveaway. Get that *799 *90# and just play with $200 Liberian instead of chance to win $10,000 Liberian or $50,000 Liberian. So let's just acknowledge those of you that are watching us this morning. We have Moses Mobile, and he says, "Good morning, for us of Liberia. I am Moses Mobile, texting you from Kawa. Thank you so much, Mobile, for following us." Faye, he says, "That's my girl and he's my friend." And that is it this morning. This is all the time we have to be on this program. So that is it. And like I said, that's all the time we have to be on this program. So we urge you all to follow us on Friday with another fresh edition of the program Today's Paper. For today's program, I actually read for you 3 local dailies. We read the Daily Osefa newspaper, the Women Versus newspaper, and that of the Front Page Africa newspaper for you this morning. So my name is Mafila Kamara, and to have yourself a wonderful day. So bye bye, and continue following the voice of Liberia. Thank you.